go, I'd recommend the Android launcher Aviate to anyone willing to ask and listen. But since Yahoo acquired it, things have changed a little bit. So let's take a look at it now. This is Aviate. Now, at first glance, it seems similar to what it was before, but it's not. It's out of beta now. It was in beta for quite a while, and here is quite similar. As you can see, you can have any 10 apps that you choose, and also you can swipe up from the bottom to show favorite contacts, and you can let go and show recent ones as well, but I'm not going to do that. This is Dash Clock widget, which I highly recommend. And speaking of widgets, you can hold the current widget. It'll start with a photo, just a random photo, and you can add a photo or a widget. Now there's a certain amount of widgets that you can add because you only get this one screen to add anything you want. And now over to the right, you'll see that it categorizes your apps, such as transit, music, productivity. But you can change these. For example, if I wanted to add, say, YouTube in transit, I could just hold it and drag it down, hold it, drag it back up, so on. And you can also add collections, as you can see, cooking, entertainment, finance, so on. Over to the right again, and it organizes all your apps in alphabetical order, and you can also scroll by alphabet, as you can see here on the very right side. But this is the home screen again, but this left screen is where things start to get interesting. This is the Today screen, and this is where you start to see some of the Yahoo integration, since it's owned by Yahoo now. You'll see weather, which is pulled up from Google, actually, but you'll also see this, which is Yahoo News Digest, as you can see here. Just click on one of those, and there it is. And you can scroll through different news stories, and you can get rid of this if you like, but I quite like it. You can also scroll through where you want each widget and so on. However, it's a bit iffy, so when it doesn't want to, it won't recognize it. And over to the left, scroll again, and you'll see multiple screens. Right now it's on the Today screen, but you can also go to the moving, let's say, and now it'll give you the transit that you chose earlier. However, you can also add collections, and you can add widgets here. I have a music player, since that's what I like to use, and it also gives you directions to home and work in the morning. And you can also go to listening, which is music, and it'll use Spotify and anything you have in your music collection, and Google Play Music. You can also add collections and widgets as per usual. There's a nearby, which tells you things that are near you at the moment. There's a home, which will give you things related to your home, so whatever you add in this collection, once again you can add collections and widgets. But the main draw of this is that it can actually learn as you work. So whatever you do, it can learn and adapt to it. And it also has the icon. You can also click through here to get to whatever apps you want to. But the real question is, would I recommend Aviate? And I think it's a pretty simple launcher, so it is nice for a certain group of people, and I'm quite a fan of it myself, although I did prefer the original version. The original version had a thing where you could swipe down and it would give you widget access and settings and so on, but this version is still quite nice. It actually reminds me a lot of Google Now in terms of looks and functionality. And also, speaking of looks, let's I suppose I should show you this. You can also set a theme, either light or dark. Now this has been light so far, but the dark theme, as you'll see here in a second, is focuses much more on black colors, and my dash clock widget was white on black, so you can't see it right now. Anyways, and you can switch it back between light and dark theme. And I'm using it on the Moto X, and there's no lag at all whatsoever. I can't find a single stutter. I've tried. There are occasionally this thing where you have to drag your finger all the way across the screen, or at least like halfway across the screen, otherwise it just won't recognize that you're swiping, which, yeah, you see it did it right there, which can be a bit annoying, but it's pretty easy to get used to. It gives a date right there. It also has a clock instead of the main home screen tab, but that is the main home screen. For example, if you click home, it'll go there. And work and nearby, it'll give you directions to home. If you're at home, it'll give you directions to work, so on. And yeah, I definitely would recommend Aviate to a pretty large number of people, actually. The main use I can think of this is if you're switching over from an iPhone, because it's a pretty simple launcher. It'll actually switch between these automatically after a while, after it knows where you are and what you're doing, and it's a bit like Google Now in that sense as well. So yeah, for me, Aviate is a definite recommendation, and it's free on the Play Store, so you can just try it out and see if you like it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.